The importance of having an excellent credit score cannot be overemphasized, especially in this economy. Because whether you need a phone contract, a personal loan, a car loan, or even a mortgage, to a large extent depends on your credit score. I have already explained in a previous video of how I leveraged my excellent credit score to get a credit card debt of nearly £80,000, with which I paid off my mortgage in just 2 years. But what if I told you that the lenders that you go to do not see your credit score? No, they do not even care about the score in itself. Rather, they are interested in the detail of your credit activity. How many credit cards do you have? How are you paying for them? Which applications have you made? And this goes into what is known as a credit report. So in this video, I'll be explaining to you the differences between a credit score and a credit report and which of these you should be interested in. Where can you actually go to get this credit report? But more importantly, how can you get these for free? Yes, you heard me right. How can you get these credit reports for free? Stay with me. Hello and welcome to Diaspora Careers and Investments. My name is Shadrach, and in today's video I'll be explaining to you the differences between a credit score and a credit report, which credit referencing agencies you can get your credit report for, and then how you can actually get it for free. A credit score is a number. It is a nominal value that reflects your credit worthiness. It is a figure that shows your credit health, if you like to call it that way, or your financial health, let's put it that way. So it is a number that shows how credit worthy you are, in order to help lenders assess how credible you will pay if they are to give you, a loan or some form of debt. Here in the UK, there are three main agencies that do, this credit scoring system. We have Experian, Equifax, and then TransUnion. And each of these have their own, algorithms that they use. In fact, Experian rates your credit score out of 999. Equifax rates your credit score over 1,000, and then TransUnion rated over 710. Obviously, the lower the number, the poorer the credit rating, and then the higher the number, the better it is. Variables they use in determining these numbers to a large extent, is common, across all these platforms. But what if I told you that, the lender that you are going to get the loan or the mortgage really does not care much about the value in itself? What they're interested in is in the detail. The devil, they say, is in the detail. I don't know why. But yeah, they are more interested in the detail. But actually, even more, it is the detail that they pick to then generate their own credit scoring system to determine whether to give you a loan or not. I'll take that again. So whether you have an excellent credit score on Experian or TransUnion or Equifax actually is good, of course, but it doesn't really mean much to the lender, because they would also use their own criteria to determine whether you get the loan or not. So the fact that you have, a perfect credit score on Experian doesn't mean that whoever you go to will give you a loan. No, because every lender have their own criteria, and that is a secret they do not share, so you wouldn't know. However, one thing we know for sure is that the lenders go to these platforms to get your credit history, to get how have you behaved in the past with, other loans that you've got. So it is important that the information that they carry on you is accurate. Now, the question is, which of these platforms between Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion should you use? And like I've said, they are fairly similar across these platforms. However, there are some lenders who report to one or two of these agencies and not to the other. Let's take the online banks, for example, like Monzo and Starling. I think both of these report to TransUnion, but Monzo also reports to Experian, and then Starling reports to Equifax, and not the other. And so you can see that, if you use or if you trust only Experian for your credit reporting system, some information may be missing, as well as if you use, only Equifax, you may miss something. So I think it is important that you have, information with all of these ones, or you have an account with all of these agencies, in order to ensure that every information held on you is accurate. And it is recommended that, you check your credit report at least once each year. Unless, of course, you've got a big application coming up, like, a mortgage application, then I would recommend that, you check your credit report to make sure that the information held on you is accurate, or you rectify any inaccuracies before you make this application so that your chances of getting accepted is increased. As I've just explained, the lenders themselves have their own criteria, but this guides them. In fact, when you apply for, a loan or any credit facility, these are the three criteria that is used. The application form, what you actually put on the application form. So it is important that, it is accurate. For example, if you're going to, write they ask for your name, your address, and then they also ask for, say, your salary. And instead of writing a salary of, say, 50,000, you put down 5,000. Of course, you are likely to be declined. So it is important that the application itself is correct. Secondly, they check any information they have on you. That is even more important to them. So, for example, if you applied for, a loan from Lloyds Bank, but in the past you owe some loan you didn't pay, of course they'll decline you, regardless of what your credit score says. So it is important that your relationship with the lender you are going to is also good. And that is why, when people do not yet have a credit card or they are struggling to get one, your bank may be the first place to give you one because they have some record of their activity with you. And then thirdly, they use the credit reporting system to, accumulate, all your cumulative activities across, different lenders. And then they take information from there to put into their own system to determine whether to give you the loan or not. I hope that helps. So this really means that if your credit score, dips in a particular month, I mean, it's important to know, what could have caused the dip, but I wouldn't obsess over it, or, be mourning over, a dipped credit score. Because really, while it is important, it really doesn't contribute that much. But of course, if your credit score has been consistently low, then I would want to go into the credit report to see why my credit score is low. In fact, I'm going to tell you this. Some time ago, my credit score was dipping. Regardless of what I was doing, it kept dipping. So I went to my credit report to check what information is actually held on me, only for me to realize that, a telecommunication company here in the UK, which I'll leave unnamed, actually had record that I was owing them. Meanwhile, I had stopped using this, phone company for a long time. So I phoned them up and then they rectified it, and then, my credit score, got better again. So like I said, it is important that you check your report before a major application, or at least once in a year. Of course, you can check your credit score on a monthly basis, to see how it's going. So in the next section, I'm going to tell you, how you can get this detailed report for free. But even more, if you stay with me till the end of this video, I'll show you a more excellent way to get it all in one place. Let me take a moment to ask for a kind favor. At the point of recording this video, we've hit 9,500 subscribers, and I'm super grateful to all of you who are sharing my content, soaking it, and then, distributing it. I'm really grateful. But I'll even be more grateful if you can actually like this video, subscribe to this channel if you are new, and then help me, reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. It will mean a lot to me. Thank you. So, how do you actually get this credit report for free? But just before that, what is actually on this credit report, or what should you be looking out for on this credit report? As I've just explained, it includes your addresses, previous addresses and current address, any searches, any applications you've made, any payments that you are making, what allowance of your credits are you, using. It also includes, whoever you are lent financially to. So, for example, you applied, for a mortgage with someone, or you were, co-paying, some bill with someone, like an energy bill. It will show that you are linked financially to the person. So it is important that you check these to make sure that if, you are no longer paying, say, an energy bill with a flatmate, for example, that you are de-linked so that their poor activity in the future does not hurt your credit score or even your credit report. The credit report, however, does not include information about your religion or race or, criminal records or medical records or driving points or charges. No, it doesn't have any of those. So, I mean, you can relax if you are worried about that. I'll put a link to, a sample in the description box below so that you know what to look out for in your credit report. So, how do you get these reports for free? Let us start with Experian, which is really the largest among these, referencing agencies. Experian usually charges, £15 per month to get access to this. Of course, you can cancel after a month, but what if you forget? You end up, paying needless money, I think. But if you go through Money Saving Experts Credit Club, Money Saving Expert, of course, is run by Martin Lewis, the Money Saving Expert. I'll put a link to the Credit Club in the description box below. When you sign up for the Credit Club, it allows you to access your Experian credit report for free. And I think is great, to see what is held on you. The only downside of this is that you can only get this report on a monthly basis, which I think is fine. But of course, if you pay to Experian directly, you can see it, on a daily basis, or, once an activity is conducted on you, it reflects in your credit report and you can see it there and then. But unless, somebody is stealing your identity, or you are worried about somebody, doing something shady with your identity somewhere, I mean, getting reports on a monthly basis is more than enough. I remember, for example, when we paid off our mortgage, for example, we paid it off in September ending, but it only, reflected on my credit report this month. So it takes time for certain things to show. Of course, if I had paid to Experian, I would have seen it maybe the following day or two. But I mean, I didn't need that information for much anyway. So that is one way you can get it, through Money Saving Experts Credit Club. And I'll put a link to it in the description box below. I need to mention that you need to join the Credit Club online on your desktop computer or your browser. There's no app for it. So you would have to, log in to download your reports, every month, or, once a year. Is more than enough, unless, of course, you have an application coming up. So that's what I do. In fact, I use Experian a lot because it is the biggest also. The next is Equifax. Equifax is the second largest, credit referencing agency here in the UK. Like Experian, they would also charge you about £15 per month in order to get access to your detailed reports via Equifax. But if you should use ClearScore, I'll put a link to that in the description box below. If you go through ClearScore, and they have an app for that, you can get your reports for free. Finally, it's TransUnion. In fact, TransUnion is the only, credit referencing agency among these that can give you your detailed report for free. Alternatively, you can go through Credit Karma to get your credit report from TransUnion, also for free. So as I've explained, each of these agencies may contain different information. So I think it is important that you have accounts with all of these. And this is how you can get them for free. But remember that if you are getting your credit report from only Credit Karma, for example, then it is the one from TransUnion you are getting. If you're getting it from the Money Saving Experts Credit Club, then it is the Experian one. So I think you should get it from all of these three places. But if you want it from just one place, I would go to, a Credit Club on, MSE, simply because the Experian one is the largest. So I think that is one way to get it for free. However, if you are worried about, your identity, that, say, somebody's, used your identity in the past, and you want to be sure or monitor, on a daily or even a weekly basis, what is happening to your credit report, and so you wish to pay, then I would recommend that you go to Check My File. I'll put a link to that also in the description box below. Check My File is one way to get it. You can get your report from all these three agencies at one point. So if you're going to pay, then I think you should pay for that instead. But hey, that's my unsolicited opinion there. I know some friends who were applying for a mortgage, and in fact, their mortgage advisor recommended Check My File. Of course, you can get a 30-day free trial, but hey, if you forget, then you pay £15 a month for, whenever. You can even pay for a couple of months and then cancel, which can be fine, especially if you're worried about an upcoming application. So I think doing this would save you nearly £200 a year by getting your detailed report for free. one final bonus point. If you're yet to create an account with Experian or ClearScore or any of these, in fact, I'll put a link to a cashback site where you can go through, and then when you create an Experian account through them, you can get, I think, £5 or £10 or £20, depending on the cashback site you use. But if you want to check your credit score, then of course you can go to Experian to check your credit score, or ClearScore, or all of these platforms to check the credit score. And you can check that on a daily or weekly basis, and that is absolutely free. In fact, when it comes to credit score, I kind of like Experian, of course, but recently a friend showed me the ClearScore one, and it was quite cool, I think, because they also show you the trend, so you can see how your credit score has been performing in the past year or so. And well, I kind of like graphs, so I kind of think it's cool. So I'm going to download the ClearScore one through the cashback site so that I get about £10 for free. Well, that's our video for today, and I hope you found value in today's video. I know at least I've saved you about £180 in getting access to your detailed credit report. So why don't you donate that £180 to a charity near you, or use it to treat your partner or your spouse. Let me know in the comments section if there's any questions you have, or even any video you'd want me to record. It would be a pleasure for me to read from you. Thank you, and until the next video, kindly subscribe to this channel, and God bless.